Hi everybody, this is Travis from Omnia Technologies, and today I'm going to be showing you how to update your Allworx system. So first things first, let's get logged into the system. And this system is running 8.1.7.6, so it may look a little different from your version, but overall the layout is the same. So let's go over to the update section, which is in the lower right hand corner of the screen. And on this screen you're going to see two options. Option number 1, which is download update from web, and option number 2, which is upload update from PC. And we're going to be doing the download update from web. We'll be doing option number 2 which will be in a separate video. So go ahead and click on option number 1, and you're going to see on this new page whatever versions of software are available for your system. In this case it's 8.1.9.4, and if there are more available you'd see them stacked up below. So let's go ahead and select the update and then select download update. And as you'll see, we have a percentage here that we have to get through while the server downloads the new software. This can take several minutes, and I'm going to save us some time and speed this up to the end. Okay, so the update is almost done. There we go, it just completed, and once it does, this new screen is going to appear, and it's going to basically give us three options. We can update now, update later, or cancel the update altogether. So select the update now option. So once you do that, the new page loads, and this is where we are faced with an important step. You will see that this checkbox says automatically accept phone software update. We want to make sure this checkbox is in fact checked. If it is not checked and you hit the start update button below, basically you will have to go around to all of your phones and manually tell them to accept the update. So make sure this is checked, because when it is, the phones will completely and automatically update themselves all by themselves. You won't have to do anything, you won't have to touch any phones, and you can monitor all of it from the GUI of the Allworx server. So that's a very important step to point out. So once you make sure that it is in fact checked, then we can go down and hit the start update button. And once you do that, you're going to see that the Allworx server does begin the update, and it'll give you little updates on the bottom of the screen where it says status. This process does take a few minutes. Okay, so after a few minutes, you see that it now says update successful, and the system will automatically restart. So once a full restart has taken place, this page will blank out and you will be brought back to the login of the Allworx. Alright, so the server finished rebooting, and we know that because we are now back to the main login. So let's get ourselves logged back in here. Okay, and the first thing to check is to make sure that we did actually go from our old version to the new version, which in this case is 8.1.9.4. So that looks to be right, so that's a good sign. Next thing we want to do is monitor the phones, because now they need to update, and we do that by going to the handset section. So once the handset section loads, you're going to see whatever number of phones you have on your system. In my case, I only have 4 because this is a demo system. But on a live system, you might have a dozen, if not several dozen, live handsets here. And by virtue of us having that phone automatically accepts update option checked from earlier, you're going to see all of your phones have a reboot pending next to them. And what that tells us is that the phones are in the process of rebooting and updating themselves. So the only thing we have to do at this point is just monitor. Make sure that all the phones show a reboot pending, and if any don't, then they may have already actually rebooted and updated themselves, and they may be ready to go already. The system does do a reboot queue, so they don't reboot the phones all at the same time. They stagger them, and so some phones are going to finish sooner than others. And we can see that Beth Black's phone has already finished its update because it now shows that it last rebooted on today's date and time. So now we're just waiting for the other 3. So ultimately your update time is going to depend on number 1, how big the update is, and number 2, how many phones are on your system. And so I just refreshed this page, and you can now see that all of the reboot pendings are gone. It gives me a last rebooted status of today's date and time, which means all the phones did in fact reboot and install the new software all by themselves, and we are essentially done the update. Now it is always a good idea to go around to a few phones at least, based on again how many you have, and just check and make sure the display looks normal, make sure there's dial tone and all that kind of thing. The last couple things you want to do is just navigate through a few different menus and sections just to make sure the system's behaving and responding appropriately. And last but not least, make sure you can call in and make sure you can call out. And if all those things check out, then you are truly done. So that's how you do an Allworx update. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below.